Hi, this is Cliff Rohde of Goat Cloud Communications. Thanks so much for listening. This is a quick tutorial on using the Formidable Pro plugin with WordPress, and it's aimed at showing you how to look at entries that people have actually submitted on your website. And so what you're looking at here is a typical form that you might have on your contact page or somewhere else on your website where you're just looking for people to enter information. So I am going to go ahead and enter some information here, and let's see what happens. You'll notice that up here there is a red star by certain entries, by certain fields, and that is because those fields are required. Not every field has to be required, but for this particular form we're saying, yeah, we want it required because, for instance, email, we want to be able to capture that. And so if we enter something incorrect like that, and we'll enter a message here, then it should prompt us to say, hey, wait, that doesn't look like an email at all. And look, see, it says, please enter a valid email address. Okay, so we're going to say goatcloud.com. This is a test message, and submit. Now, this is a very simple form, obviously. What you might want to include on a form like this is Google's reCAPTCHA or some other type of way to make sure that you keep bots from submitting information. Also, once you submit this form, all it does is keep you on the same page, basically, and say, thanks, your form was submitted. A really good practice is to take a person to a thank you page so that they understand that their form information was actually captured and submitted. So what does it look like on the back end? And this is where you kind of get to the meat of the tutorial. Well, let's take a look on the back end of this website on Formidable Forms. So where you would find that is in your dashboard. You come down to Formidable and you can see Forms, which would allow you to edit any forms like this one. You can also see entries, and entries is where you find submissions that people have made via this form on your website. So we're going to click on entries. Now, you will see sort of it almost looks like a spreadsheet that indicates the information that was provided, who submitted it, their email, that's what we captured, what the message was, when it was created or updated, and then the IP address where the person came in from. IP address is great because if you do get people from different countries where they're really just interested in spam, you can maybe block it if you want to. So that's a good way to take a look at it. Now, another way to take a look at this information, sometimes it's a little bit simpler way, is to come to View. You'll see this right underneath the individual entry. You click on View, and you're going to get a slightly different display. And so what this provides you really is the same information, just in a slightly different way, different format, but easily readable. And actually, I believe you can set up different views if you want to, but that goes beyond this particular tutorial. Now, one of the things that you can do with a Formidable form is if you come into Forms, well, we're looking at this one particular form. So anyway, we're going to come back to Forms, as we want to change the settings here so that we're updated if somebody should submit this form. So we come into the single form, we come into Settings, and then what we are going to do is look at Form Actions. These are actions that are taken after the form is submitted, generally speaking, and you can see that email notification, actually I think that's there by default, is available. There's also different WordPress. You can create a post, and then there's different information here that we can have. This is a PayPal. You can use a form to take information from people and send them to PayPal to pay for something. You can do MailChimp, get them to sign up for your newsletter. Twilio is a great way to get a text message indicating that your form has been submitted. And HighRise, I've not actually done. You'll have to figure out what that is yourself. So I'm taking you to this because I have found with email notification, now right now it's set up to send an email to, this is the admin email of this particular website. You could also enter in any other email you wanted to, like cliff@goatcloud.com. So in theory, once someone submits the form, an email is going to be sent to cliff@gocloud.com. It's going to be from the name of the website and the default message. This is what is here. You can also choose, if you want, different information here. You can say, well, let's put in here name, email, and message, and this is what's going to be sent to this email recipient right here. You can add other email addresses in there, no problem. Now, I do want to say, let's say here, we're going to add that there, we're going to put that on, and if we wanted to, we could say, what was that, from email and message, right? And in theory, we're going to get an email. Now, what I always like to do here too is to append the IP address that we were looking at before and send it in plain text too, because you know, it's just sometimes they look a little bit nicer that way. The problem I have found is when this to is to somebody who has either an AOL address or a Yahoo address, sometimes those emails don't make it through. And I don't know why that problem is, but it is a problem. And sometimes it's not just those email addresses, it can be other email addresses as well, which is why it's important to understand that, number one, you should come in and check regularly to see if there are entries there that somehow you missed, even if you're getting an email notification. But also, I want to bring to your attention this Twilio app, which is, there is a free service, a free component of that you can get, where you can get a text message. That has worked for me every single time. And so it kind of triggers you to go take a look at the website where you can look at these entries. So if we want to update the form, we just hit update up there, and that's all done. But again, this tutorial is about checking out entries on the Formidable Pro plugin, and so you want to come in and check regularly. It's over here under Formidable entries. You look here, and you're going to get a list of every single entry that has been submitted. So I hope that helps. Again, if you want to take a look at it in a little cleaner way, click on View, and you'll see what that information is again. So I hope that was helpful, and thank you so much for listening.